Noodles give me life. It's all about craveable flavors and satisfying textures.
Take a seat, it's family meal. There's a new menu every episode. These are the real dishes I cook for my family. The ingredients can easily be found, they're affordable, and there's no fancy equipment. It's just real cooking for real people.
It's a one-dish menu, done noodles. Jam-packed with sesame, chili oil, and traditionally served with a savoury pork topping. This is what my noodle dreams are made of. There are two pretty unique ingredients that I want to use in the topping. And the first one is this, sweet bean paste. Now, please don't be fooled. This is not a dessert paste. It's not something you put in sweets. This is actually a very savory kind of Vegemite-y, Marmite-y goodness type thing. It's sweet and salty. It's a fermented bean paste, basically. If you can't find this, you could replace it with a little bit of miso mixed with some sugar. That will give you the balance of salty sweet, or even hoisin sauce. That would work too. It won't taste exactly the same, but you will still get the same effect of balancing those flavors. If you can't find any of those, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. You will still have a tasty sauce. Just add a little bit of sugar. The other ingredient is shaoxing wine. This is a Chinese cooking wine. You could replace this with cooking sake or even a dry white wine, something that's just going to add a little fruitiness, but this underlying sort of bitterness, and it just rounds out the flavor really, really nicely. And as it cooks down, it also adds a bit of sweetness to the sauce.
So this whole dish comes together super fast. The topping starts with stir frying garlic and ginger on a medium-high heat, then adding some pork mince. A higher fat percentage is recommended for extra lip-smacking deliciousness. Break the pork up, and once it's changed color, add in the sweet bean paste, a dash of dark soy sauce, some light soy sauce for seasoning, and the shaoxing wine. Continue stir frying for another 4 to 5 minutes, just until the sauce thickens and the pork looks a little sticky. Turn it off and set it all aside. That's the topping done. And now for the sauce. These are Szechuan peppercorns, a beautiful red peppercorn that has incredible aroma and a numbing effect on the tongue. In Chinese, this spicy numbing effect is called ma la. Toast the peppercorns in a dry pan on medium heat for a minute or so, and then cool the peppercorns and crush them with something heavy till you have a coarse grind. Now here's where we build insane amounts of flavor. In a large bowl, add sesame paste or tahini, light soy sauce, and my absolute favorite chili oil of all time, Lao Gamma crispy chili. You can use your favorite, but make sure you get a generous amount of the oil and all those crispity crunchies in too. I love the soybeans in this, it really adds texture. Be generous with the chili oil, it's what really boosts flavor in this sauce. Now balance this richness with Xinjiang vinegar. This is a black vinegar, but you can use whatever you prefer if you can't get this. And now in with a generous amount of sesame oil too. I know this whole thing seems pretty oily, but trust me, it's that rich fattiness that really carries all of the flavor and makes this dish so, so good. In with some finely sliced spring onions and the crushed Szechuan peppercorns. And if you've got fresh coriander, throw that in here too. Stir super well until it thickens and goes this beautiful creamy consistency.
Another funky little ingredient I'm gonna put in is this, preserved mustard stems. It's just the most incredible fermented, salty, preserved vegetable, kind of like sauerkraut or pickles or anything sort of like that. And it's so common in Chinese cuisine, and now you can get these in most major grocery stores, which is incredible. And it just adds the most incredible texture and flavor. Don't forget, these noodles are all about the flavor. Like, this is the meal. It is the single dish meal. This is absolute fire. If you can get your hands on it, I totally recommend you putting it in. If you can't, don't worry about it. You can leave it out. You'll still have an absolutely banging dish, but this just, next level.
So this is what the mustard stems look like. Chunky, jade-colored bits. And they're not so sour, they're mostly salty, and there's a good fermented smell to it too. And now I'm adding my hot udon noodles into the sauce, along with the mustard stems. You can use whatever noodles you like, but I suggest something thick with body and chew that's gonna hold up against the weight of all of that sauce. Hell, even use spaghetti. Stir this bad boy up until well mixed. Far out, just look at that. Look at the texture. Look at that flavor that is clinging to the noodles. Look at the color. Oh my lord. And then plate it up and top it with that dark, sticky pork mixture, some sesame seeds and spring onions. And this is the most divine, satisfying bowl of noodles you can whip up in like less than 15 minutes if you're quick. It is creamy, it is spicy, it hits all the notes. Just make this for your loved ones and watch them fall in love.